Well, hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. Glad you could be with us. I'm Shon Gables inside the Atlanta News First Plus studio. It's rare. I'm not here that often on the weekends, but glad to join you. We have a lot that we're covering tonight on Atlanta News First at 11, also on Peachtree TV at 10. And also, first alert, meteorologist Patrick Pete. We both just came in from the North Georgia State Fair. Boy, oh boy, is it hot. But it was so much fun. We have a booth there. We're going to share more details about that in just a moment. But let's get to the top stories that we're going to be following today on this September the 21st on a Saturday afternoon. And our top story right now is this reports of several law enforcement agencies investigating what appears to be hoax explosives. This is a story that our Blake Devine is working on for us tonight. He's going to have details on that at Atlanta News First Plus, also on Atlanta News First at 11, also on Peachtree TV at 10. All of this is happening at a South Fulton shopping center. It happened this morning. According to the city's police department, Cobb County Police, South Fulton Police officials with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, as well as the FBI, were at the Tri-County station. This is located off of Old National Highway, just to give you some perspective of where this happened. The shopping center, which is home to a Family Dollar and several other stores, have been roped off by crime scene tape. A bystander saw someone throw an object in the shopping center's parking lot. It prompted them to call police. Around 12:30 this morning, officers thought it might be an explosive device. They called for Atlanta Police Department's bomb squad. The package was neutralized by controlled detonation. Again, Atlanta News First Blake Devine working on that story for us right now. He'll have an update on that tonight at 10 and 11. And this is one of my favorite stories that I cannot wait to share tonight. Edwin Moses, he has a brand new documentary out called Moses 13 New Steps. He is a world-class athlete. He's Georgia's own. He set four world records and won 2 Olympic gold medals. Well, now there's a new documentary about his hurdling feats. It showcased tonight at Morehouse College. This is also where Edwin Moses graduated. He's recognized as one of the greatest athletes in the world. The Olympic champion used science and math calculations to dominate track and field. Let's listen in on some of the things he had to say.
And I'm an academic, so the school wanted to have my story told here.
And what do you hope people will walk away?
Well, there appears to be a little bit of an audio issue here, so make sure you stick around for that for tonight at 10 and 11. We're going to share that story. And as I mentioned, Patrick Pete, Ella Dorsey, Fred Campagna, myself, we were all at the State Fair today. Our Atlanta News First and the First Alert weather teams are out there. If you're looking for us, just look for that big, huge slide, and that's where our booth is located. We're giving away free swag. You can meet your favorite personalities, and the best part is all the kiddos get free crayons and coloring books and pictures with Patrick Pete on it. He really got a kick out of that. It was fun to do. The weather was a little toasty, I'm not going to lie. It was a little tough, but it has cooled down. And take a look at this beautiful skyline. It's a fantastic Saturday night. The weather's going to hopefully cool off for us tonight, but I think this heat wave is going to stick around for a while. Patrick is coming up in a moment, but also just want to have a quick reminder to let you know that tonight on Atlanta News First at 11, Bridget Spencer, she's in Lawrenceville. This is another big story that we're covering. She's at a gun safety community forum in Lawrenceville. She's speaking with former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords on her road to recovery and fight to make America safe. And her husband, Senator Mark Kelly, both of them joining the community there to talk about gun violence prevention in the wake of the school shooting in Winder. So make sure you join us. I'm Shon Gables. Patrick Pete, I'm going to let you come on over here and do what you do. We will see you folks tonight on Atlanta News First at 11 and Peachtree TV at 10.
Hello, Shon Gables.
How you doing? I've been with you all day.
I know, it's been fun.
We had some good. Did you like those treats?
I thoroughly enjoyed. Listen, I'm about to give y'all a recommendation for your life.
Okay,
Hold on.
I had the smoked Polish sausage with lots of grilled onions.
Hold on, let me get your camera up. I want to get this is.
It's okay. I'm going to walk away.
Oh no, we need to get you in this shot. Hold on 1 second.
But I'm just going to share the deliciousness. I broke every diet code that I had. I had 2 little small Snickers.
Okay.
I ate 2 oranges because I was feeling like I needed to be healthy. I hydrated. I tell you, if you're going to the state fair, make sure you hydrate. I had 2 bottles of water, and I was in just less than 2 hours. Big, 18, I think 16-ounce bottles of water. Guzzled those down, and then after that, I drank another water, and then when I got home, I guzzled down even more water. That's how
Listen,
hot it was today.
It was that hot. I was very, very, very parched. But thank you so much for bringing me a bottle of water.
Oh,
Listen,
my
I had a
gosh.
great time. There was, what was it called? Bayou Rolls? What was it called?
We featured them on Friday.
Yes, we did.
And you
Oh, my
decided
God.
to try it out.
Oh, my
I had
God.
just one of his French fries. That was one of the best fries I've ever had in my life.
Oh my God.
What
It
did they
was-
put on those fries? It
I don't know.
was almost too
It was
good.
like seasoning crack. It was really good for the soul.
It
But
really
the
was.
egg roll. It was the Bayou roll.
I remember that, and it was mixed with you had shrimp.
It was shrimp, crab meat, crawfish, some amazing sauce.
And you were going to share it with me until you told I don't eat
she didn't.
shellfish.
Listen, it was
But the way I saw you
so
tear that
good.
up, it was delicious.
I wanted to go buy 2 more.
But I thought that the food was a little pricey.
It was, but it was worth it for me because
It comes once a year, but still $18 for a smoked Polish sausage.
Yeah.
I still ate it.
Listen,
I was hungry, and I wanted
killed
way
it.
more, but I toned it down.
I killed it, Shon Gables. I killed it. But listen, I know that you have work to do. I'm
I
not
know.
even going to hold
We
you.
have a very busy newsroom, but
not holding
I
you.
want to just share one thing with everyone who's watching.
Oh, let me bring you back.
No,
Come on.
it's okay.
Oh yes.
The kiddos. We are giving away coloring books from the weather team.
Oh, yes.
And when the kids would turn I wish I would have brought one. You turn it to the backside, you see our entire weather team. You see Fred, you see Courtney, you see Cutter, you see Ella, you see yourself. And when one of those kids realized it was you, talk about fanning out.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
It was adorable. It was adorable.
really was
It was
adorable.
adorable. Yeah,
So come on out, hang out Sunday, the fair. It's worth bringing an entire family. It was fun, and it was good to see wholesome family fun for the entire family.
Oh, yeah.
And it was packed with babies and strollers and families. I saw grandparents, multi-generational individuals, all there grouped with their families, just having a really good time.
It was a great vibe. It was, it was a little warm, but everybody was hydrated. People had their little hats on, keeping them in the shade.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. So I highly suggest if you haven't been out there, tomorrow's going to be another one of those days that's going to be on the warm side, but I still
Even
think it's
warmer
gonna
than
be,
today?
It's going to be about as warm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
a degree warmer, but you're not going to notice a degree, right?
It was toasty today. But, we're going to have your full forecast now and
Oh,
also
yes.
in our newscast tonight at 11. So I'll see you then, buddy.
Absolutely. See you later, Shon. Check this out, y'all. Beautiful out there across the area we're seeing. It is trended dark, but man, we got a beautiful city out there. If it was a little bit cooler, it'd be perfect to be out on the rooftop. I'm going to say give it like 2 hours and then maybe head out for the rooftop. Temperatures in the upper 80s here in Atlanta, 87 degrees. You drive down to Peachtree City, you lose 11 degrees. They're at 76 degrees. 79 in Covington, 81 in Lawrenceville, 84 out there towards Marietta. We're sitting in the upper 70s in the North Georgia mountains with temperatures that are going to gradually fall over the course of the next few hours. But it's going to be a warm night, warmer than last night. Most locations will struggle to get to 70. I think if you're at higher elevations, obviously you'll get there because you're already close to it right now. But in the city, yeah, it's going to be low 70s for the start of the day. We're going with 72 here in Atlanta, 70 out in Eatonton, 68 in Thomaston, 69 over in Covington, mid-60s in the North Georgia mountains. We are tracking high pressure sticking around for another day. So we're expecting a whole lot of sunshine. I am going to give you a heads up that this model in particular and a couple of the models try to bring a whole lot of scattered rain tomorrow afternoon. They tried to do that today, too, and there was no rain. So we didn't even have a rain chance for today. But we told you that the models were trying to pick up on it. They're trying to do the same thing tomorrow, and I think it's going to be a fairly dry and sunny day. So gorgeous day to get out and about. Of course, if you're hydrated, mid-70s around 9 o'clock when folks are heading out to church. And then once you're grabbing a bite to eat, we're at 87 degrees. So that warming trend kicking off pretty fast. Into the low 90s we go as we get closer to the 3 o'clock hour, and we'll stay in the 90s for the bulk of the afternoon. Heading into Monday, our heat wave continues. Temperatures nearly 10 degrees above average tomorrow and into Monday. We start off warm in the low 70s as you're making your way into the office. We'll get close to 90 degrees around 1 o'clock. This is whenever folks are heading back from lunch break. It is going to be very warm through the second half of the day. Pretty much limited rain opportunities. The models have really been trying to bring a whole lot of afternoon pop-up activity. I don't think the high is going to be far enough east for that to be the case on Monday, so we're still sticking with the dry forecast, but we're putting an asterisk by it with about a 10% chance of an isolated shower for north. Our big opportunity for rain will not come until after the middle part of the week. You've probably seen some posts on social media about this, and if not, you've heard us talking about it for a couple of days. We've been watching the potential for an area of low pressure to develop. I want to preface this conversation with the area of low pressure has not developed yet. Okay, so this is still several days, a couple of days away from actually forming. Once it forms, I don't want to get into a whole explanation of how the models work, but I will. 30-second view on it. Once an area of low pressure develops, models can actually more accurately forecast where they're going, how strong they will be, and whatever happens down the line. Until then, we're just looking at very broad, like, okay, this is going to develop. It could develop here, it could develop 30 miles to the west, 30 miles to the north, and even with the intensity of that development, the models struggle with it before it develops. But we fully expect an area of low pressure to develop over the course of the next couple of days. Where it goes is uncertain. That's going to depend on how fast the low forms and where exactly it forms. All of those things are part of this equation. But this is going to be the source of our rain chances as we head later into the week. This particular model is looking very similar to what we've been seeing over the course of the last 12 to 24 hours in the sense of it developing sometime towards the middle of the week and then drifting northward near the end of the week, which means that we could see rain chances start to really increase as early as late Thursday night into Friday and then into the weekend. This particular model having it a little bit more aggressive with actually a named tropical system developing. Could be a tropical storm, could be a hurricane. At this point, it's just too far out to know until we get that low to develop, okay? So there is a whole lot of uncertainty with this. Our whole goal with being a First Alert Station is to explain to you what we're tracking, but also to conceptualize it. Give it a little bit of meat. Like, what do you see? What are we looking at with the models? And how serious do we take these models? This is still a day or so away from actually developing into a low. That's not into a named system, but just an area of low pressure that could turn into a low. Into a tropical system. So something we'll watch. That's going to be the source of our rain chances, and we fully think we'll get some rain. It just depends on where the track of this system ends up going, which determines if it's just going to be rain, if it's going to be like what we had with Francine, or if we get a little bit more, like we did with the Dahlia. So we're just going to kind of like pick this up over the course of the next 12 to 24 hours. We'll get a little bit more data in. We'll see exactly what that low is trending to do. And as soon as we get a better handle on that, we will update our forecast and maybe even change the verbiage. But for now, that's honestly the most direct answer. It's the most honest answer. If anyone else is giving you anything else, they're stepping out on a little bit of a limb, meteorologically, that is. And that's fine, but here at Atlanta News First, we don't want to hype, we don't want to scare, and we don't want to lie to you. So we tell you what we see, how we see it, and what our thought process is, and we will continue to build on that as we head through the next couple of days. For now, if you do have interests on the northern Gulf Coast, it's something that you should obviously be watching because this could be an impact, a greater impact, obviously, on the coastline, but it could be a tropical system moving inland. So I said all that to say that's where our rain chance comes. The National Hurricane Center has upgraded this to about a 70% chance of development over the course of the next week. So we all feel that there's going to be a low that develops. We all feel that it has a likelihood of becoming a depression. Just how strong it gets, that's something that we're going to actually modify once we get that low to form. And just the reason why I keep saying that, the way that weather models work, they take current conditions and they apply a whole lot of equations to that, right? And the further out you get from that initial condition, the more error, the more potential there is for error in the forecast, right? So if the current conditions don't even have a low there, there's just a higher degree of error down the pipeline the further you go out, i.e. it's Saturday night, and we're talking about next Friday, next Saturday potential making impacts, right? So that's just a whole lot of variables, which increases the amount of error that there will be in models. They give us a good guidance on what is going to happen and then what the variance could be. There are multiple models because there are multiple equations and there are multiple, we call them ensembles, but variations of those, each model, which is basically like the same equations, just weighting different parts of the equation. Y'all didn't ask for a math lesson on a Friday night or Saturday night, but that's where we are. So we'll get a better handle on that as we head through the next couple of days, and we'll break that down to you on Atlanta News First, on this stream, on our weather app, and on the air. Needless to say, the 7-day forecast looks fairly dry the next couple of days. Tomorrow is technically the first day of fall, but Mother Nature is saying y'all wanted summer-like vibes, and that's what we're going to get as we head through the next couple of days. Temperatures don't trend cooler until we start to get cloud cover from this potential tropical system that could develop later on or early next week. That's also why you see those rain chances increasing. Don't lock in like, oh, 50% chance of rain on Saturday, I need to cancel my plans. We're going to tweak those numbers. Right now, based off of the guidance that we see, it does look like we could get more rain on Saturday. The system moves a little bit to the east or to the west or speeds up, slows down. We'll have to shift that rain chance for sure. So stick with us as we do that. Hopefully I've explained the forecast, but also given you our process, a little bit of a peek behind the glass of how we're going to address this system. And obviously, whichever day we think is going to be a bigger impact to you and your life, we'll go ahead and throw a first alert on there, which is the whole purpose of the First Alert brand, to give you a heads up that this is going to impact you. All right. So lots to do. We have a newscast that's coming up tonight at 10 on Peachtree TV and 11 on Atlanta News First. But there's data to go through. And I'm going to give you that latest tropical update tonight in the newscast at 10 and 11. And then Shon Gables, all of the stories that she's covering. There's been a whole lot of happenings today. I don't know if you have the Atlanta News First app, but if you do, I was at the fair and I was getting alerts about there was this shooting over here in this apartment complex. There was something else going on, a bit of a scare in Atlantic Station as far as like potential packages that were suspicious. We got that breakdown for you. We're going to have that information. Thankfully, it ended up just being a scare, but there's a whole lot of details to that as a meteorologist, I don't know, but Shon Gables as an anchor knows, and she's going to be giving y'all that tonight. So y'all have a fantastic evening. I will see y'all in actually less than 2 hours.